A little-known UFO event took place over the skies of Italy in 1954. Such was the shock of such an incident that a soccer match involving Italian giants Fiorentina had to be abandoned because of a UFO hovering precariously over the stadium. To the fanatical supporters in the stadium, this was unheard of. Just wait till you hear this. Dubbed the Fiorentina UFO incident, this was the first in a huge wave of incidents that spanned across much of Europe and is still an unsolved mystery to this day. Reported in the local newspapers the following day, it caused much of a stir at the time, and no one really could explain what this was. This was the largest scale UFO sighting of its time, thought to have been witnessed by upwards of 20,000 people, describing an egg-shaped flying object dispersing gold and silver glitter as it slowly crept across the sky. Perhaps the cloaking technology failed on this object and the operators were not aware they had become visible. Testimonies describe many of these objects through the course of many hours, and there was reports of a sticky, shiny materials falling to the ground. Up to a week after this initial incident, there was more reports of these incidents in the surrounding area, with the strange substance reported across much of Florence. People who touched the sticky substance reported that it evaporated in their hands as soon as they touched it. Fans remember clearly seeing this incredible sight. They were moving very fast and then they just stopped. It all lasted a couple of minutes, described as being like Cuban cigars in the way they looked. One fan has spent many years reliving that day in his mind. I think they were extraterrestrials, that's what I believe, and there's no other explanation I can give myself. One of the players, Romolo Tusi, says, in those years, everybody was talking about aliens, everybody was talking about UFOs, and we had the experience. We saw them directly, for real. The incident at the stadium cannot simply be interpreted as mass hysteria. There were numerous UFO sightings in many towns across Tuscany that day and over the days that followed. According to some eyewitness accounts, a ray of white light was seen in the sky coming from Prato, north of Florence. Another man who relishes the chance to speak about that day is Roberto Pinottini, the president of Italy's UFO Center. The players and the public were stunned seeing these objects above the stadium. At the time, the newspaper spoke of aliens from Mars. Of course, we know this is not so, but we may conclude that it was an intelligent phenomenon, a technological phenomenon, and a phenomenon that cannot be linked with anything we know on Earth. An explanation offered at the time as to what this was may sound as incredible as anything you have ever heard in your life. UFOs in the sky? Explanation? Migrating spiders using connected webs which appeared in the sky as flying objects, shining by the reflection of the sun. Whatever the people of Florence saw in 1954, whatever was going on, remains one of the largest scale UFO incidents in history as witnessed by the public. It remains a profound mystery to this day. What do you guys think of this anyway? Comments below, and thank you for watching.